Join me in this culinary experiment where I try to make the crispiest burger ever, with every element crispy to the max. Crispy bun, crispy cheese, crispy beef, crispy sauce. Okay, well the sauce may have gotten away from me a little bit, but we'll get to that. Will this be the most satisfyingly crispy mouthful ever, or just a crunchy disappointment? Stay tuned to find out. Let's get snacking. The bun for this burger is going to be made from a super light and crispy, flaky croissant-dough. Croissant? Croissant. However you like to say it, it's a really rich, flaky, buttery dough with many, many layers of light, crispy goodness. And that's going to take a little while to make, so that's where we'll start. So to a bowl, I'm adding 42.5 grams of lukewarm milk. Then into the milk, I'm adding 3 grams of dried yeast. And then following that, into the yeast and milk mixture, I'm adding 125 grams of all-purpose flour and 10 grams of white sugar. 2.5 grams of salt goes in next, followed by 30 grams of water and 12.5 grams of melted butter. Mix that all together until it forms a shaggy dough and then give it a little rest for about 20 minutes. And while that's resting, let's get on to our next crispy element, the onions. Onions are a great addition to any burger, they really complement the flavour of the beef, but today we don't just want any old onion, we want our onions to be extra crispy. So I'm taking one standard onion and slicing it as thin as I can, trying to keep the slices as even as possible. Then I'm putting some neutral flavoured oil into a saucepan, turning the heat on and then adding the onions. You don't need to wait for it to get hot before adding the onions. You can put them in there while it's still cold and bring them up to temperature with the oil. You can add quite a bit because they will shrink a lot during cooking, and to make sure that they brown evenly, we'll want to be agitating them frequently while they fry, and once they've reached a nice light golden brown, we'll take them out. They will continue to keep browning after they're out of the oil, so try not to get them too dark. I like to put them on a piece of paper towel to soak up the excess oil, and while they're still hot, give them a light sprinkle with some salt. Now that my dough has had a chance to rest, you can see that all the flour is now fully hydrated and it's a lot smoother, but it's not very well mixed. So now it's time to give it a knead. So I'm turning that out onto a cutting board and just giving it a simple push and fold for about 10 minutes or just until it's looking nice and smooth. Then our kneaded dough is going back in the bowl and getting covered, where it'll sit in one place for about an hour to rise. And while it's doing that, I'm going to get on with my first attempt at a crispy burger sauce. And before we make the sauce crispy, we need to make a sauce. So I'm throwing together a simple burger sauce by mixing together some mayonnaise, some tomato sauce, which is pretty close to ketchup for my American friends, and some of my homemade habanero and beer mustard. If you'd like to check out that recipe, I'll leave a link in the description. Then simply mix that all together and you've got burger sauce. Now to try and make this crispy, I've attempted to turn it into a tuile, which is a wafer thin biscuit often used as a garnish in fancy restaurants. So I'm mixing some butter and sugar, cracking in an egg, then mixing in the flour and the sauce. Then spreading that really thin on a baking sheet and throwing it in the oven until it's cooked through and light and crispy. They've come out a little bit darker than I thought they would, but let's give them a taste. Yeah, no, they're revolting. They just taste like greasy, toasty flour. They're not going on the burger. Anyway, let's get back to the dough, which I'm popping down on a well-floured surface, sprinkling with a little extra flour, then using a rolling pin to flatten it out. And next, it'll be time to add the crucial ingredient, the butter. But first, let's get this dough a little bit more square, which you can do by just gently tugging on alternate corners. There we go, that's looking pretty good. Now the traditional French way to do this is to make a perfectly sized block of butter that this dough will wrap around and fit exactly. But I don't work for a French patisserie and I don't think that I need to be quite so finicky. So I've just got some softened butter, which I'm spreading in a roughly even layer in a square shape in the middle of the dough. That looks good enough for me. Then I'm simply going to fold over each corner of the dough so that the butter is nice and neatly wrapped up. Now, that butter is really soft, so if I try and roll this out now, it's all going to squeeze out. So this is going back in the fridge to chill for about 20 minutes or so. Now, after a while in the fridge, the butter has firmed up and it feels like it's roughly the same firmness of the dough. That's perfect. So I'll use my rolling pin to squash it a little bit flatter and then continue to roll it out. Then once I've got it into a nice even rectangle once more, I'll fold it up into thirds so that we have 3 even layers. Then I'll roll it out again into the same sized rectangle and then again fold it into 3 more layers. But this time around, each layer will actually be 3 layers. So in total, we'll have 9 layers of butter and dough. This is now starting to get a little bit stiff and hard to work with, so I'm wrapping it in cling film and popping it back in the fridge for another rest. And while that's resting, I'm going to make my crispy cheese. And the easiest and tastiest way that I know to do that is by making Parmesan crisps. So I'm grating a generous amount of Parmigiano Reggiano onto some baking paper, enough to make 2 small piles roughly the same size as the burger patty. And then they're going into a 200°C preheated oven for about 5 minutes or until they're light brown and crisp. And now it's time for attempt 2 at crispy sauce. So this time I'm sticking with just ketchup, and for this recipe I'm simply mixing the ketchup with some neutral flavoured oil and enough flour to make a paste. Mixing those together and then pouring that mixture into a hot oiled frying pan. Now it looks a bit like a Parmesan crisp, and if this actually dried out and crisped up, it might have been alright, but it just turned into a sticky mess. So I think I'm going to have to give up on the idea of crispy sauce. If you can think of a better way to make a sauce crispy, let me know down in the comments. So now our dough has rested in the fridge, it's relaxed and the butter has firmed up. So it's almost ready for its final roll, but as I push on it I can feel the butter is fridge hard and I probably need it to be just a little bit softer. So I'm going to give this 5 minutes and then come back. And there we go, that's feeling much better. Time for the final roll. Then another light dusting of flour and one final roll. I don't need to get it too flat, I really just need to get it big enough so I can cut 2 burger-sized circles. And that looks about right. And they look about perfect. Once they proof and bake, they'll puff up nicely, but even now you can see some of those layers starting to peek through. So now I'm going to cover these so they don't dry out and leave them to proof for, say, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, until they're roughly twice the height. And now that they've had a chance to prove, I'll brush those with some egg wash to get them nice and shiny and sprinkle the top bun with sesame seeds. Then into an oven at 180°C until they're puffed up, cooked through and a lovely golden brown. And I'm really pleased with how these have turned out. You can really see all of those individual buttery, crispy, flaky layers. These are going to be really good. Then for some nice crispy lettuce, I've got some leaves fresh from the garden and I'll be focusing on the base end where the stem is the thickest because that's where the crunch is. So I'm setting up my crispy flaky buns ready to go. Usually there'd be sauce, but my crispy sauce was a failure, so we'll need to skip that and head straight on to our crispy beef smash patties. So I've got my stainless steel fry pan heating up, and here are my smash tools. I've got one flat spatula for smashing, and then a short, stiff spatula for scraping the patties up so they can be flipped. Now my flat spatula is a bit flexible, so if I need a bit more power to really smash those burgers, I've got a potato masher on hand that I can use to apply a little bit more pressure. Here I've got 2 120 gram balls of 80/20 ground beef, and they're going into the pan at opposite sides. A little bit of parchment paper on top to stop the spatula from sticking, and then we smash. And now that the burgers are in, I can see that this flat spatula is a little bit too long, so I'm just going to swap that out for something shorter. That's better. And let's give these a really good smash. The idea here is to smash them quite thin and really smear them against the pan. We actually want the beef to stick. This way we'll get maximum surface contact area with the pan, which means maximum Maillard reaction, which translates to maximum browning and maximum flavor. And also important for this particular burger, crispy beef, especially around the lacy edges. Once the burgers are sufficiently smashed, we can peel off that parchment paper and leave them for a couple of minutes to brown. And while that's happening, I'll give them a light seasoning with a sprinkle of salt. Then they should be fairly well stuck to the pan, so I'll use my short, stiff spatula to really get stuck in underneath and scrape them off. Then we'll flip them and cook them till they're browned on the other side. And there we go, that is some nice, even, crispy browning. And then to build our crispy burger, onto our crispy croissant-dough bun, we're adding one crispy-edged beef patty, followed by one crispy disc of cheese, then repeating that, another crispy beef patty, another crispy parmesan crisp. We'll top that with our extra crispy lettuce, followed by our even crispier fried onions. And then topping that off with our crispy, buttery croissant-dough top bun. And there we go. That has got to be the crispiest burger ever made. Okay, enough looking at it, I think it's time to taste.
Right, let's see how this goes. Oh,
Even sounds crispy. That is one tasty burger. It's really super savory. That deep brown Maillard and browning in the beef really brings out the savory beefy flavor. The super savory Parmesan crisp just turns the volume on that all the way up. The savory crispy onions add another beautiful crisp bite. And again, another layer of savory flavor, but with a little hint of sweetness. And that super crispy lettuce just gives it that little bit of freshness that it needs. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit dry. In fact, it's pretty damn dry. It is absolutely crying out for a sauce or a pickle, something to give it a little bit of moisture and a touch of acidity. But as much as this was an experiment on flavor, it was also an experiment on texture. And texture is where this is really something unique. The lightness and crispiness of these croissant buns is amazing. It's an absolute game changer. I'll definitely be trying these again. The smash patties, as you would expect, get that beautiful beefiness, but the crispness around the edge where it's gone lacy really adds a nice satisfying mouthfeel. The cheese is really brittle and crispy. The onions add a beautiful crispy light crunch as well. And the lettuce, it's a different kind of crunch, but it's that moist sort of vegetal crunch, which is a totally different type of crunch in contrast to all of the other crunches. Oh, so tasty. Oh, so dry though. So very dry. If you're enjoying this series on weird burgers, I've got a whole playlist of them over here if you'd like to have a binge. For another great burger recipe, check out this one. Until next time, happy snacking.